Okay, we are streaming again.
This is
Echo, echo, echo. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And it's live.
Yeah, that's better now.
And we got a comment thread this time.
Yay, we got comments. All right. That's pretty cool.
Just got ding. Hold on.
Hey, Ian.
All right, folks are checking back in. What do you mean live in 15 hours? There it goes. All right.
Is that 14 move, don't they?
Yeah, swing me. Pretty crazy.
Is that automatic or is that something you can control?
Okay. And let's get a delay code. 1, 2, 3.
Have ailerons on the wings. So
That'll give me an idea how big a delay I'm. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Now do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, we're going about a 23, 24 second lag, so now we know what we got. But the live stream is back with the chat section working. And the upcoming group builds, I don't have them on here because they're on the computer at home. But we will be having a movie scene group build, a 3-of-a-kind group build, okay, those are the only two I can remember off the top of my head. But we got all kinds of stuff planned. And I need to start posting that with the videos. By the way, real quick, guys, my schedule's really heavy. 5 days on, 2 days off, 5 days on, 2 days off, 4 days on, that kind of thing. Last week of this month, I'm going to get a lot done because I'll be home. But the next 2 weeks are going to be really heavy. I got a lot of great pictures for the viewers build. 41. In fact, probably I should have already done one, but just been getting backlogged. And so that hopefully I'll get that done at the end of the month. A lot of great stuff is coming. I think I have over 300 photos now. It's going to be a long one. And hey, we're back and operational, guys.
Come in.
So anyway,
you guys will like these. I'll bring these over.
Look what
I don't.
found.
By the way, just for the
It's an F-14 that flies. It's an RC, and the wings move. This is so cool.
Yeah, what could go wrong with a swept wing RC?
That's the way you fly. I fly differently, Max.
I guess I just don't have the ability to keep track of up and down on those things. So they get out there and like, holy crap, what?
This is cool. If I'd had this when I was a kid, I'd have been. Holy cow.
You know, in the movie, the Top Gun movie, they used the 70mm RCs for some of the camera work and everything. That was how they got some of the footage.
Well, I guess they'd have to because it's tough to find a real one that's still flying.
There are no flying F-14s outside of Iran.
That's right. They're all in Iran. Okay. Did you get something else?
These are all little warbirds.
Oh.
And they're all
Oh, he's
cool.
showing some of the little RC. You got them?
Yeah. Check this out.
Little park flyers.
Here, sit down. I got the whole stack.
Oh, he's got he's got a whole stack of these things back here.
Yeah, these are pretty cool.
This is so cool. Look at this. Look at this thing. It comes with a transmitter.
How
cool is that?
Taka.
Spare props, charging wheels, all for $110. That's not bad for one of these things. It comes with everything.
Why do I feel like I'm watching QVC?
And here we have the new self-ringing mop.
Oh, this would be Max's favorite. He likes the Zero.
Well, it's a good little airplane.
It does fly well.
They have Corsairs.
The P-40?
I'm sold out of the Corsairs.
It's out of the Corsairs.
Check this out.
T-28 trainer.
That's a nice flying plane.
And of course, the most beautiful airplane ever, the Spitfire.
You have to do this again before Christmas.
And now on sale. Buy 2 P-51s and we give you 1 Messerschmitt to shoot down for free.
You know you're going to get a whole bunch of phone orders now, right?
The
Should we give him your phone number?
Ken, hand me that. The
I
damn
can't
bastard.
really ship stuff.
How many damn buster?
Oh, we're getting a damn
yeah, the damn
buster.
He said damn. This, I made Ian put on the end cap. I'm kind of surprised it's still there. I thought it was sold by now. But it's the Tamiya Dam Buster Lancaster, the Lank. And for those who aren't, you'll notice that the bomb base cut away. And it has this mechanism right here that was designed to spin the charge backwards. It was barrel shaped. It was a Barnes Wallace design, the skip bomb. And they had lights that were at an angle and exactly 60 feet. They merged. That's how the pilot knew exactly how low to be. And they spun the charges backwards at an exact RPM, and you can sort of see the mechanism in the artwork. And
I saw that in the movie.
yeah, and then at a very specific distance, the bombardier had a very crude little bomb sight at the right distance, right altitude, the right speed. They just they hit the thing backwards, and that's how they bombed the Aurora Valley dams. And it was a surprisingly successful mission. We still haven't decided if Barnes Wallace is a genius or a lunatic, but
It works.
it worked. Some of his stuff didn't, but anyway.
The important stuff did.
But that when I was a kid, I saw the Revell Dam Buster model when I was about 8, 9 years old. And I wanted that model so bad. Like, it's beyond your ability. You know, it's not a model for a 9-year-old, but I just thought that was, it's kind of the most famous mission the Lancaster was known for. And we're talking about an airplane that had an incredible combat history. Between that and sinking the Tirpitz and everything else, the tall boys and that stuff. Really incredible machine. And yes, and Mark Felton covered it. They were actually talking about using them to drop the atomic bomb on Japan, although a lot of people argue that some people are saying that, yeah, the British really considered letting the Brits drop one. Others like, no, the Lancaster was never seriously considered, never got out of the blast radius. I don't know. You know, what?
Garfield said this is an excellent kit. It was just recently released. Re-released.
Well, we've got one here at Hurricane Hobbies, and
You got 3 minutes.
3 minutes to what?
Until someone gets it.
Until the store explodes.
What time is it?
It is 20:35.
Oh, we got 25 minutes.
What do you mean 3 minutes?
What do you mean
clock
3
are you
minutes?
looking at?
3 minutes, you're on 2 hours.
Oh!
Oh.
Well, I just meant we can't go past 9 o'clock.
Yeah. We can still do that.
What happens at night?
My throat goes dry. Oh, that's
we don't have-
we can stay on as long as we want, as long as people are watching. But
And we don't have any cough syrup.
Yeah. The whiskey stores across the street. You been over there? That guy's really nice.
no, I haven't.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. We got a model shop with a liquor store across the street.
Yeah.
I love Jacksonville.
Forget the neighborhood. The guy is real nice over there. Named Jimmy, I think.
You're in Jacksonville. Come see Jimmy.
It's real nice.
Then come shopping here after you've seen Jimmy. It's like a casino. There's no clock in here. Yeah, you can get a lot. This place physically isn't that large, but there's so much to see here that you just.
Ian has packed this place full of a lot.
And believe me, a lot more so than when he got it.
Well, when I got it, I always tell people, you guys can't see, but the day that I took over, I had 4 cars on that wall, and I had 6 planes on that wall. And for the first basically 6 months, I had a lot of people come in, and they were like, "Wow, you don't have anything in here. This place looks bare and everything." It was really kind of demoralizing for like a long time. But I haven't taken any money out of the store. It's been a year, 3 months, and 8 days, and
In 7 hours.
and yeah, and you know, I'm starting to get to the point where I feel pretty good about it. Like I feel like I'm full, and I like it. You know,
Yeah, you don't have any void space, and you keep. What I like is you're keeping the shelves stocked. You're not. You know, every time I come in, every time I think the shelves are starting to get to see a few holes in them,
Yeah.
I'll come back a day or two later. And they're slicing boxes up and restocking. I know because half the time I wind up restocking the shelves for them. These are out of order. Can't
Yeah.
help
Yeah.
myself.
When you file for bankruptcy, the store's going to look great.
yeah.
Very funny.
But he's got a lot of really interesting stuff in here too.
I try to. I want to be a hobby shop from 1985. I want to have different stuff, like random things. Like you can come in. Like I have everything. I have models and RC cars, but I also have like soldering kits to build, radios, from parts. You can build a digital clock. I have, balsa, I have metal, I have, random kits.
Do you have 43rd scale die-cast cars?
No, I don't carry any diecast because there was a diecast store, but it closed.
I wonder why.
I don't know. Well, the train stores closed too. I mean, that's a lot of money to have sitting for a specific person that wants that specific thing. I think that's what's hard.
You've got to have the hobbyist density.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't help that the 3 model train clubs that were in Jacksonville all closed at about the same time.
Really.
Yeah, I was in one of them,
Hmm.
and the other 2.
Yeah, beaches.
I think if you owned your own building, this would be it would be easier to do.
Well, my understanding is that commercial real estate is pretty cheap at the moment because everybody's working from home.
Well, that's office space.
Yeah, my rent's crazy, dude.
Okay, so storefront not so much.
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I had considered some bad ideas. I'll get my hands on some commercial real estate, Indoor movie studio, racetrack, RC flying model building stations, kind of like a hobby. Buy your models at Hurricane, buy your stuff at Hurricane, then come over here, we'll have all the tools and you can build it. Why mess up your own house?
Well, that's my plan.
Forgot drone racing.
Oh yeah.
That's another niche.
But I want to have a bigger store, and I want to have indoor tracks, and I want to have a wall that has outlets and stuff and good lighting so you can work on stuff. Because I would like to have Saturday morning stuff. Like I would like to have kids come in, oh hey, you want to build a model, or this is your first RC car, this is how electronics work or electrics work. I want to have little, camp session things, And we actually have a syllabus from somebody that does an RC camp for kids, where they build an RC car and then they race it at the track and stuff.
Cool.
So that would be something for me to work towards. If we can get a bigger
Updated
place.
version of the soapbox derby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, hey, don't hit me. My wife and I have. Oh, do you have any of those?
It's changing the subject already.
Well,
He does that.
no. My wife went to Hobby Lobby looking for. You weren't
Oh,
open
yeah,
yet.
yeah.
We were out early this morning,
That's
looking
fine.
for the that yellow plastic tool that has it's flat and goes to a point. It has a band of sandpaper around it.
Oh yeah.
I need to get one of those because while we were at Hobby Lobby, I found out they have Vallejo paints. They didn't have the color I needed.
What,
And-
Steve?
Ian,
Yeah.
maybe you could form a camp for kids where you take them over to Maxon's house and they hunt for snakes.
Too soon.
I got the different one. But this has all the grits in it.
Okay. Actually, this is all I need
'Cause
because
you have the tool
I have the
already.
tool. Yeah.
There you
Okay,
go.
so
I'm
don't let me.
saving you money already.
Don't let me get out of here without paying you for
Come to
that.
Hurricane Hobby.
They're
Saving you.
called sanding sticks.
Sanding sticks. Thank you. Yes. And Monica will be thrilled.
Hey, let me show you this.
Oh.
Hey, he's going to show us something.
Another
Here's
cool
the
toy.
thing. This is really interesting, right?
Yeah. What?
Because this is something I've always done, and then I show it to people, and then so many modelers go, "That's amazing," and because I don't know anything about modeling, I'm not a modeler, but I've always used these. This is a manicure stick, and this has 7 different grits of grit on it, and so many modelers that come in, I show it to them because you can go down to a mirror polish. This is pretty coarse here, on this side. But it steps down to mirror polish nails for manicures, and when you clip stuff off the sprue, you can just take the end, and if it's you can use a rough one or you can do it smoother, whatever, down to a mirror shine if you want. And 90% of the people I show this to, they've never seen it before, and they go, "Oh, this is great." And I haven't.
And a manicure thing's probably $2 as opposed to the
Yeah.
$8 they're going to try and get you for Hobby Lobby for something like that.
Yeah, but that's a neat tip thing that I show people, and it's just like burnishers. People never use burnishers for tape to get clean lines.
I just bought one from the other day, and I
Yeah.
found out I had one at the house that someone had sent me a long time ago. So now I got one in the office and in the shed.
Well, people don't know. They just put tape on and they expect to get a clean line, and I'm like, no, you got to burnish the edge of this thing.
Frank Savo says I use those. Kudakilla says I use that manicure stick.
Oh, nice.
I steal them from my wife.
You don't happen to have the what's it called the chisel file, the thing? It looks like an X-Acto knife, but it's got a flat edge, and it's supposed to be the great thing for popping PE out cleanly. I have an X-Acto knife that has a flat edge on it, you know, but it's not the actual chisel pick or whatever.
Angled chisel blade.
This is one of the advantages of doing a live stream.
I wonder if this angled chisel blade would work just as well for getting PE off. And I know somebody will pop an answer up here in about 30 seconds, so we'll keep an eye on that. And but they do have the Vallejo paint over Hobby Lobby. I saw they didn't have the color I needed. I wound up ordering it online, and it did come in, so I'll be able to proceed with my Battleship now.
Oh, they had the color because the game.
No. The gamers, he had the fantasy colors, not the military.
Yeah.
They actually have a fair amount of Vallejo paint at Hobby Lobby, but they didn't have the colors I needed. They did have one they called Hull Red, which is different than the Tamiya Hull Red. So I'm going to thin that and put it over the bright red they put on, and it should tone down the hull to about the right color.
Nathan says, well, AK has a similar product. It's progressive, I guess it's supposed to be nail, fine grit sticks at $8 a package.
Yeah. Well, all I want to make sure of is that these chisel blades will do good for taking the PE off, because I think that's what it was recommended.
Yes, not as easy as a straight blade.
Okay. Well, good. I'll get these two then. Doing a live stream and making my purchases. And you already got your CA glue, your non-fuming, foam-safe CA glue.
And some Monocoat so I can put my MiG back together.
Ah. Well, he has an RC MiG with a propeller. It's a jet with a propeller.
In the front.
It's a prop drive jet.
Oh, I got heavy duty chisels too.
No comment from Steve?
I got small and heavy duty chisels. There's a bunch
Oh,
of chisels.
okay.
That's
All right. Should I use the? He has the straight ones. Should a small chisel edge blade
Show them.
and number 18 chisel. So which should I get, the big, heavy one or the smaller one for cutting PE out? And give them a few seconds to get their answers
I think
in.
I have all the blades that are available.
Oh, those are nice. Those are nice. I've used those. These come in really handy.
Well, then I know I'll get those regardless. The only question is if I'll need the small ones. I know I might need the small ones because some of that stuff's pretty, small areas. And
There are lots of things in the cosmetic beauty aisles that can be used.
yes,
in the
there
hobby.
are a lot of cosmetic tools. Well, now guys, we're not going to have an after show at 9 o'clock. We're just going to shut down, hard shut down, because like I'm not at home. I don't have an outro to loop or anything. But so before, let's see, smaller one. Everybody's saying the small one. Okay.
Everybody's saying, oh, okay.
Okay.
Because then you could do your nails too.
Well, for you know what,
Tell them to buy them all.
I was going to say for an extra $4.50, I'll just buy all of them. I'd rather have them sit on the shelf than I need those, and
I have about 112 other ones too. If you want to buy them all.
it's what I call the body armor theory. I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have
Yeah,
it.
there's a lot of reasons. Well, that applies to a lot of things.
Well, can you entertain them? I'm going to go pay for this before we get out of
Entertain
here.
them?
You entertain them. I'm going to go pay for these. So
Entertain them.
entertain them.
Dance.
What?
You could dance.
Please don't.
Maybe, possibly.
Please,
Sing?
I'm begging.
I
Don't.
could sing for them.
Come on.
I've got razor blades right here in my hand.
What, Steve?
A little soft shoe, Ken.
A
Come on.
little soft shoe.
Well, he's wearing tennis shoes. Man, those are soft shoes.
Yep, they're Skechers.
Sketch.
So, Ian, you said earlier you were hoping to get maybe a bigger store. Are you thinking about trying to expand?
Yes, I'd like to. One of the big things I really want to work toward, like I said, like just a small classroom area, even if like just a couple chairs and a board, but also having a track, I think would be a great thing. Having a couple tracks. I'd like a crawler track and then like a carpet track, and mini Z's are big here, those little cars, that they showed. And, just having a place that could be neat,
So, you want me to come down and we'll all come back and drive the lady next door crazy till she moves?
Yeah.
That sounds
she's-
like fun.
She's a little, she doesn't
Just
like
remember
me.
the world sees this and it can be
She's a
recorded
little
against you
difficult,
later.
I understand.
What, Steve?
She's a little difficult, I
Yeah,
understand.
she's a little difficult.
Just remember what you don't say at the live stream, you don't have to take back at the hearing.
She's very nice. I'm very nice to her all the time.
I don't have to say it in court either.
Yeah, I've been nothing but nice to her. I don't know. She's
Oh, I'm sure you are.
yeah,
Yes, but we all know with some people that's seen as weakness.
yeah. Well,
Mm.
I don't know.
Well,
I just like being happy. It's way easier to be happy because, like,
You know what I think? You know what I think we should do for the holiday?
What?
We should have some kind of a contest with all the viewers, and somebody wins like a gift certificate at Hurricane Hobbies.
yeah,
they just got to come down and claim it in person.
That's it.
yeah, dude. I get people from all over. I mean, honestly, Max is because I get people. I've had people from Kentucky, North Carolina, South Carolina. Some guy from California. Some guy from like Colorado came in, and he mentioned he's like, "Oh, I saw you on thing," or Max is always talking about you or something. And I was like, "Holy mackerel! It's really interesting." Now I'm just saying, you know,
Well,
kind of like a celebrity.
John Jones says he once had a girlfriend who looked like she bought her makeup from Tamiya.
So what you're saying is she had a thing for Panzer Gray. Well, the beauty of this whole thing, the internet's very much a double-edged sword, but we can reach people all over the world, and folks who have like-minded hobbies are no longer restricted to the people in a 3-mile radius that may happen to visit the same shop or the
Yeah.
local show or whatever.
I mean, we got you. I should say you have people in New Zealand and in England and Europe places.
Well, yeah, but the thing is that they don't. A lot of them watch. That's fine. That's what it's here for. But also a lot of folks contribute. Paul down in New Zealand is always doing research, which I use frequently. I always try to remember to give him credit for it. You've got Matthew and Noel Domingo with the wonderful art. I mean, Matthew gave me that great box art, and Noel did the Glue Trooper, and you've got people like Fran that Firko were planning to do a documentary on his collection of the old vintage wood models,
Yeah.
and he and Trey and I have actually gotten together. I mean, I've managed to get together with people from
and
time
Mike
to time.
Mashat?
Mike Mashat, absolutely, and
I mean, you never knew him until you got through the hobby.
and it's and Mike is he's actually, since he runs his own channel, which has done great, and there's an old joke is that eventually YouTube's going to be nothing, or the internet's going to be nothing but YouTubers interviewing each other. Mike's thing is skyrocketed, and rightfully so. But the thing that puts Mike in a league of his own is he has not only been a professional artist for his life, but you can't touch the things that he's got to do. I mean, I could talk about flying an Airbus or working for an airline, but Mike is the kind of guy who's doing art for Chuck Yeager, and he personally, Yeager. I mean, these names that are historical names, and he was there. I mean,
Flying historical.
flying. This is me riding the back of an F-14 or an F-18. Sorry, can't touch that.
Nope.
He is in a category of his own, and
He's got to do. That man's got to do some very special things.
But I go there to go here. Sadly, these guys have pretty much all passed. All right, Yeager recently and Bob Cardenas. Mike knew them personally, so he is our actual connection to that history. Flesh and blood connection to that history. And the people he knows, Jim out there, whose apartment we went to, has all the models and everything. These people are kind of the curators of history, and it's sad. It's a history that's going to be lost, I'm afraid. Look, it's what you said, Steve. In 10 years, 20 years, the future model building is probably going to be 3D printing. Now, follow me on this. I want to be wrong, but I don't think I am. But in 1980, how many of us had a cell phone or even knew anybody who did? I mean, having a pager was a big deal.
I had a pager.
Yeah,
there was a big deal.
But yeah, exactly. Oh, if you had 2 pagers on your belt, you were someone important.
You're a drug
Okay.
dealer.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, no. When I was a police officer in the late '80s, you saw a teenager with a pager. You're like, let's watch that guy. He's up to no good. Why would a teenager have a pager? Now, 8-year-olds have their own cell phones.
Yeah.
You know,
What were you
but-
gonna say, Steve? You gonna
Steve?
Say, you gonna say something?
Right?
What?
I said, or you had a pager because you were a drug dealer.
No, that's what he was just. That's what he was just saying. But now, 30, 40 years later, you know, everyone having what we call phones aren't even phone. This isn't a phone. This is a computer that happens to have a telephone capability.
Yeah.
There's more power in that wristwatch of yours than there was in the Apollo computers, and I'm talking about the big banks underground.
Mm-hmm.
So we have lived in a time, and
We saw great transitions.
but we lived in the greatest time. We had the coolest toys. You know, the 50s through the 90s. I mean, come on. Somebody went to a pitch meeting and said, let's take these weighted arrow things and tell kids to throw them in the air at each other.
with points on them.
Where the idea of giving a 6-year-old a bow and arrow or a BB gun or a lawn dart seemed like a good idea, you know?
Or a nuclear test kit.
Yeah. So,
If you were Irwin Mainway, yes.
but nothing is static.
Right.
And when you think about what it takes to make a mold, the investment, it's kind of a miracle that anyone, Ashima, Tamiya, Airfix, Atlantis, it's kind of a miracle kit model companies are even still around given the margins they operate on, even the big ones.
But you got to know that they're not doing it for the money. You're not doing it.
No,
for the
I have to
money,
disagree.
obviously.
No.
I'm not doing it for the money.
I have to partly disagree, Ken.
Well, not everybody is in it.
Steve, I think you would agree that, you know, the guys over at Round 2 are in it for the money.
Yes.
I don't
I
know
agree with that.
I don't know that they're actually lovers of the hobby. They just have an asset because they do a lot of
Well,
die-cast all
I
the time.
think the guys who work in product development really love the hobby.
Okay, you're right. But
Yeah.
the money people, I mean,
Obviously,
PC,
you
Money
gotta
people
make
are
the
in it
money
for money.
to
If
keep
they
it
weren't making money, they wouldn't be doing it.
Exactly.
Right.
You got to
Right.
you got to make money at it.
It is a
You can't
business.
do this
But
for
I
free.
didn't.
Right.
Yeah, but like what you're saying, I didn't get into this to be rich.
Right.
I was kind of rich before. Now I have nothing. Now I have a hobby shop. You know, like I do it.
How do you make a small fortune in a hobby shop?
start with a big
Start
one.
with a big
Yeah.
fortune.
yeah. But
But-
I understand what you're saying.
But the point I'm getting at is that, although I agree that most of the people are in the industry because they like the Mr. Tamiya is supposed to be, he just loves the industry. The guys at Ashima do. I know the boys at Atlantis do. You know, what? I thought I heard a in there.
The
But-
Airfix people
No.
love the hobby.
No.
Yeah, but and as long as they can keep it going, they will. But I got a feeling that as 3D printing, I think 3D printing. At first, when Steve talked to and Ken would talk about the future being 3D printing, I was bah humbug. But the more I think about it, the more I think cassette, 8 tracks. Now there's another thing. Talk to someone where, well, I had an 8-track.
What's
What?
that?
A cassette.
Or even a
what?
cassette.
No, I confused. My wife got me this cool cell phone cover, and everybody watching this probably recognizes what that's, And I got people who look at it like, what's that?
Herman said when he was a kid he played with walkie-talkies. Now it's pointless.
yeah, and exactly. So, but 8 tracks, then cassettes, then CDs, then DVDs. Now,
Everything's digital on your
MP3.
phone.
Yeah. So yeah, there will be changes. There may still be a few companies that hang on for a while, but by and large, I think 3D printing, the companies like Tamiya will probably more selling you the program to put in your 3D printer and you'll print it at home.
Well, then again, there'll always be the people that don't want to deal with that. Like, just to give you a small
But will there be
example.
enough of them to keep the industry alive?
Let me finish. There's, like in the
When
model,
have I ever done that?
wedging in there sideways, okay? There,
Again,
for example,
maybe you want to think about that before you say it.
are you going to let me talk?
Maybe.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
Here. You have the token.
Okay, 2 things I want to point out. Okay, in the model railroad hobby, a lot of stuff that you buy nowadays is already made. You just it's ready to roll. You take it out of the box, you put it on the layout. Okay, for the people back in the old days, back when dinosaurs still roamed the earth when we were kids, we built this stuff. It came in a box, and you put the bottom on, you put the doors on, you put the wheels on, and you built it, and you had a sense of purpose, a sense of accomplishment that you were able to make something from a kit. And it usually didn't run right, which means you had to tinker with it to get it to work correctly. And then you also have a lot of stuff in here, for example, that you use to build things, because people still like to make things and touch things and take stuff and put things together.
I would like to say, when I first came into this hobby shop, before I owned it, and I said, this is amazing, this is great, I haven't been in a hobby shop in forever. And I looked at the previous owner and I said, this is great, but why are all these things together? Because I have things on the wall, not the static models, but the RC models, that they come together. And he said, oh yeah, I mean, that's the way things are nowadays. Everybody, they want instant gratification. They just want to, take it out, run it, And I don't like that. That's like toys to me. I don't like that. Like when I was a kid, if you wanted to be in RC cars or RC planes, you had to really want to be in it, because they all came in boxes. So when I took over the store, one of the reasons why you see different things here is because I have RC cars on the wall ready to run.
And there'll always be a market for that.
There'll always be a market for that. But I steer people, especially kids and stuff coming in. I have Tamiya kits that you put together for parts. I have airplanes that you put together that are kits. I carry Flight Test. I carry Twisted Hobbies. I carry all these things to build, because it became very important to me, especially like my nephews recently moved down here. And when they came down here, they didn't know how to change a tire on a car. And I was like, you need to be a capable person, And I spent many hours teaching them how to start fires different ways, how to change a tire, how to build things. I built that radio, taught them how to solder, with one of my nephews. And one of the reasons why I'm so into this store and everything is I want, especially younger people, now that we have more younger people getting back into it, is to teach them to be capable people that can build things, figure out why things don't work, fix things, and know how what something's supposed to do, and figure out how it works and why it's not working. And I want every kid that comes in here to be that kid who their friends call them at 4 a.m. when there's something wrong. The capable person.
Basic troubleshooting skills.
Yeah, and that's non-existent today. I have adults that come in with RC cars, and it's like their first instinct is to pick up the phone and tell me oh, this thing's not working. And I'm like, well,
Can you give me a clue?
Yeah, it is unconscionable how many times I would feel kind of, me myself, I would exhaust every possibility of trying to figure out how to fix something before I went and said, okay, I'm beat, I gotta ask somebody. Yeah. But they don't instill it in people to try to do things themselves, today. And that's one of the things that that's why I have this shop, to show people the most, I don't want to go on a rant.
Go ahead.
Too late.
One of the most demoralizing things that I have in the shop is that I'll bring somebody over and say, hey, here's a Tamiya kid. They like RC cars, they like cars, they want to learn about cars. I can show you, I can get you into, this is a car that you build from pieces. And how many times the parent has been there with a kid and said, oh, that's too complicated for my child. And I'm like, don't say it. First of all, you're saying it, they're right there. They can hear you. And they're going to listen to you, and they're going to believe you. And I'm like, just because you think it's complicated, if I was a kid and I wanted to do something, I may screw it up. I may mess it up. I may have to fix parts of it. I may have to do things, but at least I would try and I would do it and I'd get better, and you have to mess things up to get better.
Exactly.
But when parents automatically limit the kids and say, oh no, it's too complicated for my child, that's the most destructive and frustrating thing for me to see. And I see it a lot.
Yeah, that's a shame. Parents should be outlawed from saying that's too hard for you.
Yeah. I don't know, because when I was a kid, I didn't ask.
I didn't either.
I went into the basement and made a crossbow. Nobody knew until
didn't we all?
Until I stuck it in my cousin's arm, and then they found out I made a crossbow. You know.
I remember my parents seeing me. I had 3 pieces of basically long bamboo, like fishing poles, tied together
Yeah.
with a bed sheet between them in a triangle, and they saw me running that over my head
Jeez.
and running off the step and went about 2 feet plump, on the ground.
Yeah.
And they were like, parachute? And I went, hang glider.
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
don't hurt yourself.
How many kids have jumped off the top of a roof holding onto an umbrella, think they would float down like Mary Poppins or something?
Right. But nowadays, no. How many kids have been outside now?
Yeah. It's
Drank,
all-
okay, drank from a water hose,
Right.
Yeah.
rode in the back of a pickup truck down the street at speed,
Oh, yeah.
okay, been on a hayride,
Hey,
Yeah.
played with a snake.
What, Steve?
hey, I had the perfect one. I had the kid whose sister held him out the window with a Superman costume.
Oh, yeah. You told us. Jesus, that bordered on a homicide.
I remember that like it was yesterday.
It did not
Talk
go
about
well.
Seared into your brain.
I take it that didn't end up well.
Actually, it did. We were all shocked.
He survived.
Yeah, that's good.
Because we thought he was dead.
Jeez.
He
And
should
he
have
kind
been.
of just rolled over and sat up and brushed himself off and said, well, I guess it didn't work.
It's amazing some of us survived our childhood, but we did.
Yeah.
We did. Somehow we managed to survive.
And I got mad because my sisters made me eat asparagus.
The number of times I should have died on a mini bike, just amazing.
Oh, don't even get started there. I was king of wiping out the mini bike.
Your dad made them.
I know, KC Manufacturing.
He
Yeah.
came to you to test them.
Well, they were rugged little buggers. Yeah, you didn't know a 3.5 horsepower Briggs and Stratton could, Tecumseh could propel you that fast on them little donuts.
You know, like Jeremy Clarkson says, it's not the speed, it's the sudden stop.
Yeah.
I made a bazooka with a pipe, a battery, and an Estes rocket.
Oh, yeah. I did that too. I had a piece of PVC and it was collapsible. I'd flip it down and latch it. And then I took Estes rockets and I glued big balsa fins like on the side of the D rocket motors. And I put it down the tube and I shot it. Oh man, it was like a freaking bazooka.
Fran
It
wants
was
us
awesome.
to talk about the upcoming builds, the group builds.
Yeah.
Fran, I don't have the thing in front of me, and I don't think I have it on my phone, but I do know we're going to be doing a movie scenes build. We're going to be doing a 317. I call it the 317 build, 3 of anything. And they don't have to be the exact same thing, but like 3 tanks or 3 planes or 3 monsters or 3 figures or 3 cars.
Max is a crash test dummy.
Wasn't there a band by that name? Because that would have been the name of my band.
There was the name of the band, Crash Test Dummies. Yeah.
But you know what? Tomorrow I need to, don't let me forget, Ken, for you. Tomorrow I need to do a video about a morning video about the upcoming builds. But I know we're going to do it's got to be a movie scene build. It can either be a scene from a movie or it can be like a diorama of them shooting a movie. But we're going to do the 3 of a kind build. We're and I wrote the list. I'm drawing a total. Oh, we're going to have a Corsair and P-38 build. Anything named Corsair, boat, plane, ship, car, and P-38 build.
I might enter into that one.
And
I got a few P-38s laying around.
I got a Corvair.
yeah,
A Corvair?
we're not too picky around here. The idea is have fun.
You got I got to see that.
I think I got a Corvair.
Corvair?
I remember.
And, man,
My
I was going to print up some notes to bring with you tonight, and we got sidetracked, and I didn't get it done.
My uncle had Corvairs.
I rode them on the Monza
He used to work for GM.
and motor in back. Party in the front,
All right.
business in the back.
All right, boys and girls, the clock is ticking the midnight hour.
Yeah,
Oh, darn. Already.
Time to wrap it up.
Airfix doing another F-35. Yeah, guys, it is. Now I got a bunch of emails from folks. Yep, kids mode is on. Okay.
Max was an Evil Knievel wannabe on a mini bike.
Oh, weren't we all, man? I mean, you weren't a kid if you didn't jump over 5 of your buddies on your bicycle. And I had one of them big Schwinns. They were not going to let me try. You had to be on something cool like a Stingray or 3-speed.
You had 5 friends that would be willing to lay down in the street.
And I just said
jump
no.
over them.
No. But not when they saw that big yellow banana-colored Schwinn I had. They're like something your grandmother would ride. Like, no, dude. If you can't pop a wheelie, then... And did you find it?
No, I know I got it. I thought it's blue. I think.
I didn't know they made a kit model of Corvair.
Ah, here it is.
Oh, you found it.
So the next group build is a diorama.
It can be.
we gotta-
yeah, well, one of them will be.
We got to do a diorama of 5 kids laying on the ground with Max about ready to jump over them.
I will accept that.
They make a model. Round 2 makes a model of the Schwinn with the banana seat.
Yep, well, that's like 112 scale. Good luck finding a figure. just paint blood on the tires. There's the Corvair.
See the motor. You're showing the motor.
Yeah, complete with the
Wait,
motor.
hold that up again. Look at that.
Complete with innards.
What a waste of plastic.
Hey, let me see this. Let me see this. That's so
Didn't they have a van too? Is there a van or something? Or a truck or something? Is there
Not
a
that I
van
know
or
of.
truck?
Oh, wow.
waste
I
of plastic.
I could go to town with that.
Shall we get it for you, Steve?
Yeah.
Waste of
See, now I
plastic.
get to buy the car I wanted today. That'll do.
Oh, you could build this. It's skill level 2, 10 plus.
I could do that with a blindfold on.
The way to say that, Steve, is I could do that with your skills, Ken.
Ooh, that's okay.
Now I can't say that after the great job he did on that Beaumark,
I like this.
with a little help from his friends. Not me, other guys at Train Club.
Isn't this is a neat car?
What you got?
In
It's got
a wonderful store and a great appreciation of the hobby.
Oh, there you go.
We're all grateful that you allowed the live stream to have it at your wonderful shop.
Thank you.
Steve, you should
Yeah, we're gonna have to wrap it up.
look
So
at this. Look at this car you just put up there.
Yeah, it's a neat. I like that one.
the 1954.
I know
I
nothing
got it.
about it, but I like how it has that roof. I mean, is that like a solid roof on the back, like there?
It-
54.
Yeah, but it has that weird, like, custom half land. I think it's supposed to be a convertible, but
Oh, is it?
well, it has on the side package. It has a convertible top, but it has this
Right.
thing
Look at the
which
back
looks like some kind of half Landau,
One of the early T tops.
and only
Oh,
no
that's
T.
horrible.
Yeah,
God.
Yeah, it looks,
that's weird.
looks sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, guys, like I say, there's no after show tonight. We're just going to be signing off. I want to thank 86 of you for coming back
86
after all
people
the.
that found
you
us
know.
after in version D.
God,
Glue
E,
version
E.
E.
That's A.
And you made
blank
it.
B, C, D, E, man.
I'm
And
impressed.
last time the computer just croaked on it, so the thing just flicked. No one was touching it. It just.
Shaggy Buzz says, Ken, you should build that kit. I don't think so.
Well, guys, I guess it's.
Trey's model says, Ian, what's the best 1350 Trippets kit? Tamiya, Trumpeteer, or Academy?
Turpits. You got a
Turpits.
Turpits kit over there.
Well, I mean, like the Tamiya is the most popular.
Yeah, Tamiya is the most popular. I think he has a Turpits right here. That's a commitment. That is
The Bismarck.
Bismarck sistership.
It's close enough.
So, where's the Turpits?
He's looking.
You didn't sell it, did you?
It's pretty popular.
So those 3, which ones do you think's the best one?
Isn't that the objective?
I
of the
don't.
store
I'm
to
not
sell
that
it?
experienced model to be able to say that. I go on you guys. I ask you guys.
Well, my go-to is
I
you
got
can't
the-
go wrong
I
with
got the
Tamiya.
Bis- I
It's
got
just-
the Bismarck.
He's got the Bismarck. That's the Tamiya.
I got the Bismarck, the George V. And all my big ships, I have Tamiya because everyone wants it.
Oh, that's a-
You know, think about it. That's a $90 kit. You got that little, and it's a big model. You got that little Fiesler Stork from Tamiya, but it's new mold, and it's like 60 or 70 bucks, and it's a little airplane this big. Where it's actually,
The Stork is a special edition.
okay, well,
I mean the Storch, right? The
Storch, yeah,
Yeah, the Storch is a special thing.
but
I think I sold that too.
yeah, I would think so because it was.
It's fancy.
Well, okay, guys.
I like the sign.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, yeah,
It's some kind of special.
$76 for the special edition Fiesler Stork, and which is, you know, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a I've heard nothing but fantastic things about it, but it's a 1/48 scale
Trey says
airplane.
thanks, Ian.
Yeah,
Whereas, you know, another $10 you can get the gargantuan
this is what
Bismarck.
everybody wants.
Yeah, the Enterprise. That's you know, they finally decommissioned the old girl.
My brother-in-law was on that ship. He worked on the catapults.
Glenn, that's right. Yeah,
All right, cool.
yeah. Not good work.
It was a green shirt.
Green shirt, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Well, I think we're going to sign off, guys.
Yeah,
it's going to be a
people-
hard shutdown tonight.
People leaving.
Well, yeah, we told them we're going to turn it off, and there won't be an outro on this one. I'll tell you what I will do while I'm packing up. I'll turn off the camera and the microphone and let you guys chat amongst yourselves. Ian, any parting words before we shut her down?
Thank you. It was fun, and you can come back anytime.
I appreciate it. We might do it from here again at some point in the future, hopefully with less
Technical issues.
technical issues. Ken?
Good night, guys. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for your patience. Even though we had to jump around a little bit, it's nice to know that at least 82 of you have hung in there this long.
Dang.
So thank you very much, and we appreciate you guys.
Real good.
Good night.
Salute to the hardcore. Good night, Glue Troopers. Model on.